The leader of Russia's Wagner Group in wigs and disguises, his alleged home in St. Petersburg filled with awards, a medical room, piles of cash, a photo of heads cut off, and a giant sledgehammer saying in case of important negotiations. The Russian government released these images to Russian media, claiming they came from a police raid after Yevgeny Prigozhin incited a rebellion and after dropping charges against him.
Russian state TV and Russian President Vladimir Putin are currently undertaking a campaign to destroy, number one, the reputation of Yevgeny Prigozhin, and number two, minimize and trivialize the contributions that the Wagner Group made over the course of Russia's war in Ukraine.
As Wagner recruitment ads and building signage get taken down and pro-Wagner websites are blocked, George Barros, the geospatial intelligence team lead at the Institute for the Study of War, says we're witnessing a competition for manpower.
We know that the reason why Putin likely didn't charge the entire Wagner Group with treason was because the Russian military has a crisis of combat power and they truly need every man that they can get. Therefore, Prigozhin's also competing over this limited human resource.
On Thursday, Belarus's president, the face of a deal for Wagner forces to move to Belarus, said the wealthy warlord was back in Russia.
Where's Prigozhin right now?
We don't know where he is. And he's also, like Putin, he uses empty planes as a distraction or uses it to send his lieutenants.
Sean McFate is an expert on mercenaries, a former paramilitary himself, and he regularly consults for the Defense Department and CIA. He says Prigozhin is still likely negotiating with Putin, and then some.
It's very possible that Prigozhin is negotiating both with Putin and Zelensky, which is a classic tactic of mercenaries. They play rivals off each other. There's a very good chance that Prigozhin wants Zelensky to pay him lots of money to either get off the battlefield, which would favor Zelensky, or perhaps even support the Ukrainian forces against Russia. I would imagine if such an agreement is happening, U.S. intelligence services are advising Zelensky closely on it.
Prigozhin maintained secret communications with Ukrainian intelligence, and the Kremlin knew it, according to leaked records obtained by the Washington Post. But Putin's spokesperson insisted Thursday that the Kremlin is not tracking Prigozhin's whereabouts.
Does Prigozhin have the tactics to stay alive? Were there to be security services going after him despite this agreement?
Oh, absolutely. Because he has an army at his back, which makes him very political. And, Putin could put a standing kill order on Prigozhin, but Prigozhin could put a standing kill order on Putin. And this time next year, both men may be killed.
Just where some 25,000 Wagner Group forces are today remains unclear. Some are said to still be in Ukraine, but not fighting.
The absence of any Wagner Group forces fighting on the front lines should not be read as insubordination or desire to support the Russian state. They need to rearm and rest after having undertaken the brutal Battle of Bakhmut.
Last week, tents were spotted at an abandoned military base in Belarus. And this week, in never-before-seen satellite images that Scripps News obtained, now there appears to be fencing, suggesting ongoing construction. But Belarus's president is casting doubt that the grounds will hold Wagner fighters.
Is there any indication that this is for the Wagner forces or for Russia's military?
Right now, it appears to be for Wagner Group forces. This particular facility it's on an airbase. There's no airfield. The main Russian line of effort for establishing a permanent military presence in Belarus has always been, at least going back to 2014, 2015, has been about establishing an airbase.
Russia still needs Wagner fighters despite the revolt.
Would not having the Wagner forces fighting in Ukraine weaken Russia's effort to try to take the country?
Yes, Wagner Group is the second best army in Ukraine. They've won most, if not all, the fights and battles for Russia in Ukraine in the past 6 months. Their departure marks a serious vulnerability to Russian war efforts in Ukraine.
Sasha Ingberg, Scripps News, Washington.